united and given your lordship to this higher cause right now. And when you do that, when you really link up like Reverend Danielle has done with this place, how she surrendered to her divine decree, this mission that was given to her, and she's created this beautiful sanctuary. And she's had some uncertain times, but now she stayed with it. Her commitment, she was tested, of course, and probably even at times she thought about closing the doors and
a couple of times
and giving it up.
I can't do this anymore.
But it was a test. You know, we all have our tests to see, and she stuck it out, and it's growing and more success, and it's really happening. So it's a wonderful testament to her commitment to here at the Temple of Light, and her work holding this new consciousness here in such a conservative bastion of Orange County here to bring in this consciousness. I'm sure she has met with a lot of resistance in her own way with different people in the community, in the business community, or whatever. But she's
not as much resistance as enabled to see.
Enabled to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just being in conservative Republican Orange County, right here in this area, we don't get a lot of resistance, but it's like we're hidden. And so it's people that really do know how to find and seek. They do find us. But it's almost like the rest of the people around don't even know we're here. And we're not signaged. You know, it's not like, and I know that in 15 months, when the lease is up in this space, we'll be moving to another building where there will be signage. And so I think it was a time for us to gather a community where we were strong enough to then go out there, and there will be, I've already seen it, I've been shown, it's a corner building, and it's white, and it's got a big sign that says Temple of Light right on it, and we'll no longer be hidden in this little teeny office complex, you know, behind business walls and buildings, and with no signage. I think there was no coincidence that I was guided to this place. It was almost like we had to gather and build with a little bit of privacy, and surrender is a huge part of it. And I want to say, you said something about squashing the ego, or
slaying the ego.
Slaying the ego. I put a different tweak on there. I think about it as allowing the ego to rest. Because when you think of squashing it or slaying it, then you're going into battle, which distracts you from spirit. So I tend to think of it as nurturing it and quietening it and getting it to retire. Having it go into a quiet retirement, because it does serve us. But surrender is, as I think I mentioned last week, we tend to think of the word surrender as in a battle form of laying down of arms and giving way to the opponent and giving away our power. And that really isn't what happens. When you surrender, you get your power. That's the misnomer that I think a lot of people, and I'd like to Wikipedia that word and have the definition switched around. But when you surrender to that higher power comes to you much more gracefully. And that was the lesson that I've learned here. The temple we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary in October of me opening. No, actually, it's August. Yeah, I opened the doors in the other place in August of 2008, so we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary of having a physical location. And it's, I was mentioning to Peter this morning, it's been my biggest teacher. The people that have come in, the programs that we've offered, the volunteers that I've had, the employees, what I've gone through with my family, every person and everything, every system crash, every telephone failure, every brochure that got misprinted, every volunteer that didn't show up for work. I mean, they were all coming in as my teachers, and I have had a university of teachers come in through this door. So my job, I hope to take all the lessons that I learn and share them with you, and in some way, not to rob you of your own lessons, but to help them go a little bit smoother and faster. And so for those of you that have been coming here on a regular basis, you know, I'm very transparent with sharing the experiences that I have, because I hope that they'll, in some way, a part of you, help you make that quick reconciliation. So it's good. And sacred ceremony is a beautiful way to surrender. It's a safe way. And it feels, that's what ritual is about, is it's making, the ritual creates the safety and the surrender, which allows you to do that. You did that when you put all your possessions on hold and lived out of the back of a van. How long did you do that?
I lived in my car for 3 years when I was on my quest to discover what my mission was.
And it wasn't a comfortable van that you see parked out here. It was a little VW bus, wasn't it?
Well, it was pretty cool. It was a West Valley pop top. Sleeps 4. But that was just my level of commitment, for myself back in those days. I had been given a vision, and I had known that I was a light worker for some years before that, but I always sensed there was something else that wanted to come through, that there was a mission upgrade. I had been doing my work as a light worker on various levels for some time, but then there was a feeling that something else wanted to come, so I just had to go. It was like my 40 days in the desert. I retreated into the wilderness for 3 years and slept in my car, and just was able to meditate and to live very kind of simply and just listening, very active listening, and getting very open to and receptive, really opening up. Like on my feminine side, we've been talking about the divine feminine and the surrender. Part of that was for me to surrender so that I could open to receive, a vision, and then to receive divine guidance and celestial help from the angels to bring it forth, because it was really a team effort. I've had miraculous stories of how it all came forth with the harp and my early successes and continuing successes, and I couldn't have done it myself. A lot of it was due to the fact that I had some unseen helpers. Actually, they did appear to me on several occasions, but it was just really to join with the angelic energy to help manifest the vision. And that's something that we can all do. You can all do that. You all have guides and angels around you, and the angels are here to help you bring forth your highest vision of who you are. So if there's something you want to manifest or bring forth in your life, that if it's for your highest good and everybody involved, and and is really in alignment with your higher self and your true purpose, that the angels, if you ask for their help and develop a relationship and open a dialogue with them, they will help you, especially now in these times that are kind of precarious and swiftly changing. I think it's very important to ask and to have that connection now. I know it's been invaluable to me, and I said I couldn't have done what I've done without their help. So, and it just starts with just starting a dialogue. Just talk to them like you would a person. Like when I'm by myself, what I do is I say, "Hi, angels. How you doing? So glad you're here with me today, and I know you're here with me. I can feel you. I can't always see you, but I can feel your presence. I know you're here." And I'll just start talking to them, and then they start to leave little things like in front of me. That's how they work. They can leave little signs and symbols and synchronicities. Your level of synchronicity will increase as these miracles of light start to happen in front of you, and then you start to pay attention to those and go, wow, something's going on here. And if you start to really track that and pay super attention, because a lot of times they're working with us and they're putting things out for you, but you're not catching it. Or sometimes you do, but you discount it. You say, oh, that can't be
It's
what
easy.
that is.
It's easy to discount.
And then you know how many times that's happened, and then later we go, wow, that's what that meant. They were trying to show me. So if you really start to pay attention to these synchronicities, that your higher guidance, the angels, and ultimately their goal is to connect you with your higher self, so that you're not always in need of the angels, but ultimately they want you to get connected to your own higher self or with your own angelic self, and use that energy on your own. And that's how they worked with me with the harp. At first they came through and taught me how to played through me, actually moved my hands on the strings, and then as I got comfortable and got connected in my own right,